The price of privilege. The city never slept. Luxury cars glided through glittering streets as towering skyscrapers reflected the dazzling lights of wealth and power. Hidden behind massive gates stood the homes of the city's elite. Among all the privileged families, one name stood above the rest: the Harpers. Their fortune could buy almost anything: influence, power, silence. Some even whispered that they could buy justice itself. But every empire has a weakness, and theirs was about to be exposed. Drake Harper was the only son of billionaire business tycoons Richard and Victoria Harper. Growing up, he never faced consequences. If he crashed a luxury car, another one appeared the next day. If he fought someone, lawyers handled everything before the police even arrived. Money erased every mistake. Power buried every scandal. His parents believed they were protecting their son. Instead, they were creating a monster. Everyone feared Drake. Nobody dared to tell him no. But fate doesn't care about family names. One Friday night, Drake attended the most exclusive party in the city. Champagne flowed endlessly. Music echoed across the rooftop. Drugs circulated freely among wealthy guests. Despite repeated warnings from his friends, Drake mixed alcohol with powerful drugs. When midnight arrived, he insisted on driving home. It would become the worst decision of his life. Rain poured over the city. Drake sped through empty streets in his black sports car. The speedometer climbed higher and higher. His vision blurred. His reaction slowed. At the same moment, 72-year-old Margaret Cole slowly crossed the road carrying groceries. She had just finished buying gifts for her granddaughter's birthday. She never saw the speeding headlights. Drake looked up, but it was already too late. A deafening crash shattered the silence. Margaret's groceries scattered across the wet pavement. Her walking stick rolled into the gutter. Drake stumbled out of his car. His heart pounded. He stared at the motionless woman. Fear replaced arrogance. Then he made another terrible decision. He drove away. What Drake didn't realize was, someone had witnessed everything. From a nearby apartment balcony, a young woman named Emma Carter had seen the entire accident. Her trembling hands recorded Drake's damaged car and captured his license plate before he disappeared into the night. She immediately called emergency services. Margaret was rushed to the hospital. But despite every effort, she didn't survive. Emma promised herself one thing: she would make sure the driver answered for what he had done. The next morning, the news called it another unsolved hit-and-run. Drake watched the report while eating breakfast. He smiled. His father simply picked up his phone. Within hours, lawyers, politicians, police contacts, everyone started making calls. Evidence began disappearing. The case seemed over before it had truly begun, or so they believed. Emma refused to stay silent. She walked into the office of Sophia Bennett, one of the city's most respected attorneys. Sophia watched the video several times. She immediately recognized Drake Harper. She also knew exactly who his parents were. Taking this case could destroy her career. It could even cost her life. Emma looked her in the eyes. "If we don't fight, no one ever will." Sophia closed the file and accepted the case. Outside the building, a black SUV was already watching them. Threats began immediately. Anonymous phone calls, warning letters, expensive bribes. Sophia rejected every offer. Then someone broke into her apartment. Nothing was stolen. Only one message remained: drop the case. She smiled, then called the police. The fight had only begun. The Harpers became desperate. Emma's reputation was attacked online. False stories spread across television. Sophia was offered millions of dollars to withdraw. She refused. Days later, a speeding truck slammed into her car. Barely survived. Everyone called it an accident. Sophia knew better. Someone wanted her dead, yet when she recovered, she walked straight back into court. The trial finally began. Reporters surrounded the courthouse. Every television station broadcast the proceedings live. Drake entered wearing an expensive suit. He smiled confidently. After all, money had always won before, but today, something felt different. Drake's lawyers presented false witnesses. They insisted Drake wasn't involved. Sophia remained calm. One by one, she dismantled every lie. Phone records exposed corruption. A mechanic admitted secretly repairing Drake's damaged sports car. Finally, Emma's video was shown to the jury. The courtroom fell silent. For the first time, Drake realized he might actually lose. Closing arguments arrived. Sophia stood before the jury. No amount of wealth gives anyone the right to escape responsibility. The courtroom became completely silent. Now, only 12 jurors could decide Drake's future. Hours later, the jury returned. Everyone stood. The judge asked for the verdict. The foreperson looked directly at Drake. "We find the defendant guilty." His mother burst into tears. His father lowered his head. Drake froze. For the first time in his life, money had failed him. The judge sentenced Drake to 25 years in prison for causing Margaret's death, fleeing the scene, and participating in efforts to obstruct justice. Handcuffs closed around his wrists. He begged his father for help. His father couldn't save him. Power had finally reached its limit. The investigation continued. Authorities uncovered years of corruption, bribes, hidden bank accounts, witness intimidation, illegal business dealings. The Harper empire collapsed. Their companies shut down, their mansion was seized, luxury cars were auctioned. Friends disappeared overnight. The family who once ruled the city lost everything. Years later, Drake walked out of prison carrying only a small bag. No cameras, no bodyguards, no family, no fortune, only regret. Unable to find work because of his criminal record, Drake wandered the streets searching for food. Eventually, he stood in line at a soup kitchen beside homeless people. As he accepted a simple meal, he realized something. This was the first honest meal he had earned in years. Tears filled his eyes. He finally understood how fragile privilege really was. Walking through the city, Drake saw a young boy carefully helping an elderly woman cross the road. He stopped. His hands trembled. Memories flooded back. He whispered, "I should have stopped." Sophia and Emma visited Margaret Cole's grave. Fresh flowers rested beside her headstone. Justice had been served, but justice could never replace a life. Emma quietly smiled. Margaret's family finally had peace. The narrator speaks as scenes of the city fade into sunrise. Wealth may buy comfort. Power may buy influence, but neither can erase the consequences of our choices forever. Privilege is not permission to do wrong. True greatness is measured not by the money you possess, but by the character you display when no one is watching, because in the end, every privilege has a price.